Ladies and gentlemen, it's mock draft time. What's up, everybody? Man, we are finally back. It's been a little bit. I haven't really posted anything since the live stream we did a couple weeks ago, but now it's finally time to put out some new content. And with the draft being in less than a month now, it's the perfect time to put out a mock draft. And so, let's get right into it. Number 1, Tennessee Titans, Cam Ward. This feels like the safest pick for this spot. I mean, after all, the Titans need a QB. It's really their biggest need after free agency, and it still doesn't seem like the Titans are going to trade down. And Cam Ward is by far the best prospect in this draft, and it's not really close. Number 2, Cleveland Browns. Okay. The Patriots move up to number 2 and swap 5th round picks. In exchange, the Browns move down to number 4 and swap 5th round picks, and in exchange, they receive 2026 first and third rounders. With the number 2 overall pick, the New England Patriots draft Travis Hunter. Travis Hunter makes sense for the New England Patriots for so many reasons. Number 1, the Patriots need help in the secondary and need another wide receiver for Drake May to throw the ball to. So wherever he lines up on the field, Travis Hunter will be a difference maker for the New England Patriots. Number 3, New York Giants. Again? Never mind. The Carolina Panthers move up to number 3 and swap 2025 fourth round picks. In exchange, the Giants get the number 8 overall pick and swap 2025 fourth round picks, as well as getting 2026 first and second round picks. With the third pick, the Panthers take Abdul Carter. Now, this pick works for a lot of reasons. Number 1, they get a replacement for Brian Burns. And number 2, they get him from the team that they traded Brian Burns to. Number 4, Cleveland Browns, Shedeur Sanders. The Browns need to pull the plug on the Deshaun Watson situation as soon as possible. And let's be honest, Kenny Pickett is not their answer at quarterback either. So here's my idea. Draft Shedeur Sanders this year, let him develop over the course of a year, and then next year give him the starting job. Number 5, Jacksonville Jaguars, Tyler Warren. In my opinion, the Jaguars need to get another wide receiver or a target in general for Trevor Lawrence to throw the ball to. Brian Thomas is great, but we need another young option that will help out Trevor Lawrence long term. Number 6, Las Vegas Raiders, Will Johnson. My reasoning for the Raiders is really simple. While I do think they could possibly go and draft Ashton Genty, cornerback is one of their biggest needs, and Will Johnson is the best one on the board. Number 7, New York Jets, Will Campbell. Once again, the Jets come into the draft with offensive line as their biggest need. And while they did get a tackle last year in the draft, giving Fields some more protection would be very nice. Number 8, New York Giants, Ashton Genty. Now, this pick works for so many reasons. Number 1, it was very obvious last year that the Giants made a mistake by letting Saquon Barkley walk. So, let's fix that problem by giving them the best running back prospect since Barry Sanders. Number 2, it steals Ashton Genty away from division rival Dallas, which is also extra. Number 9, New Orleans Saints, Teteroa McMillan. This pick, again, works for a number of reasons. Number 1, Chris Olave is great, but he's been needing a number 2 receiver to take the pressure off of him for years. Additionally, he's also gotten so many concussions that I'm genuinely scared for him at this point. So getting another receiver as a safety option would be pretty ideal. And also, he would just look super cool in a Saints jersey. Let's be real. Number 10, Chicago Bears, Mason Graham. With the Bears addressing offensive line and Genty being no longer on the board, the Bears' offense is set for 2025. Now it's time for them to go back to building back up their defense. And the Mason Graham pick just makes sense since he's the best defensive player on the board. Number 11, San Francisco 49ers. Well, at least we took a decent break between trades. The Falcons trade up to number 11, and in exchange, the 49ers receive the 15th and 118th pick, as well as a 2026 second round pick. With the 11th pick, the Falcons take James Pierce Jr. Whether or not the Michael Penix pick last year actually ends up working out for them or not, they still should have drafted an edge rusher last year. And so let's fix that problem by getting them James Pierce Jr. this year. Number 12, Dallas Cowboys, Matthew Golden. Is this a little high for Golden? Maybe. But at the same time, Genti is already off the board, and in reality, Golden is really just a slightly slower Xavier Worthy. So it would just make so much sense for the Cowboys to pair up Matthew Golden with CD Lamb to make a really good receiver duo. But knowing Jerry Jones, they'll probably draft like some offensive lineman or some defensive lineman. Number 13, Miami Dolphins, Kenneth Grant. My reasoning for the Dolphins, your offense, if it stays healthy, is already set. So let's just get a replacement for Christian Wilkins and call it a day. Number 14, Indianapolis Colts, Malachi Starks. Most likely, the Colts will actually draft Tyler Ward in the spot if he's available, but in this mock draft, he's not available. So let's get them one of their other biggest needs in safety and get them one of the best safety prospects in years. Number 15, San Francisco 49ers, Armand Membu. For the 49ers, they got hit hard by free agency as they lost so many key players that really they have so many needs now in the draft that they probably aren't going to be able to fill all of them. But let's just start by getting a replacement for Trent Williams because even though he's still good, he's getting up there in age and hasn't played a full season since 2013, I believe. Number 16, Arizona Cardinals, Walter Nolan. With the Cardinals offense, it's mostly set if it can continue to develop. So let's go to the defense and try to build it up some more. They did take a defensive lineman last year, but an interior defensive lineman is still a need for this team. Number 17, Cincinnati Bengals, Mike Green. With the Bengals now having paid Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, they can now put their focus back on the defense. And we can start by getting them another edge rusher in Mike Green. Number 18, Seattle Seahawks, Donovan Iziraku. For the Seattle Seahawks, their head coach is a defensive head coach. So let's continue to build up their defense. Their secondary has some good pieces on it. So let's go and address the defensive line. Number 19, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Jahad Campbell. It seems like for the Buccaneers, they're just comfortable running it back with the same core. So let's improve the defense, which was their biggest weakness last year, and get the best overall linebacker prospect in this draft. Number 20, Denver Broncos, Luther Burden III. Either way, the Broncos are going to be a fun team to watch next year, but their really big weakness is their lack of weapons. They have everything else. They have the offensive line, they have the defense, they have their guy at QB, but they really need to get some more weapons around Bo Nix. So drafting Luther Burden to pair up with Cortland Sutton would help out Bo Nix really nicely. Number 21, Pittsburgh Steelers, Jackson Dart. This makes sense for the Steelers because I think they will end up signing Aaron Rodgers. But at this point in his career, I'll be honest, he's kind of washed. So here's the plan. They sign Aaron Rodgers to a cheap 1-year deal and draft Jackson Dart to sit behind him for a year. After a year, or if Aaron Rodgers is truly terrible that the Steelers can't take it anymore, they put in Jackson Dart. He should be able to succeed throwing the ball to George Pickens and DK Metcalf. Number 22, Los Angeles Chargers, Colston Loveland. Oh, come on. Doesn't it just make so much sense? The Chargers need another pass catcher, and Colston Loveland, one of Jim Harbaugh's old players, would fit absolutely perfectly into Harbaugh's schemes. Like, doesn't it just make so much sense? Number 23, Green Bay Packers, Emeka Egbuka. For the Packers, it's probably unlikely that Egbuka will still be here by this point, but if he is still here or some other WR1 is still on the board, they need to take Josh Jacobs' advice and actually get themselves a WR1 in the first round. Like, seriously, they haven't gotten one since 2002. So, go get a receiver in the first round. You are literally hosting the draft. Number 24, Minnesota Vikings, Jahdae Barron. While I think the Vikings have a bigger need in interior offensive line, I still think that by the time they pick again in the second round, there will still be a first round caliber guard in the draft remaining. So let's give them basically their second biggest need in cornerback by getting them the second best cornerback in the draft in Jahdae Barron. Number 25, Houston Texans, Kelvin Banks Jr. This is a pretty easy pick for the Texans because offensive line is far and away their biggest need coming into the draft. So their mindset should just be take the best offensive tackle available at pick 25. Number 26, Los Angeles Rams, Josh Simmons. The Rams are mostly in the same boat as the Texans, as offensive line should be their biggest concern coming into the draft, mainly because they need to keep Stafford upright for this year. If they can do that, Stafford should be able to get the ball to other weapons like Devontae Adams and Puka Nacua. Number 27, Baltimore Ravens, Mykel Williams. For the Ravens, they need to beef up their defense a little bit because it was their biggest weakness last year. So, let's go out and get them the best edge rusher left on the board in Mykel Williams. Number 28, Detroit Lions. Hold up, Lions fans, let me cook. The Bengals move back into the first round and get the number 130 overall pick in this year's draft, along with a second round pick and a fourth round pick next year. In exchange, the Lions receive Trey Hendrickson and a 2026 third round pick. With the 28th overall pick, the Bengals take Jalen Walker. And this is the overall plan for the Bengals in the first round. Improve the defense. That's why they drafted Mike Green. It's because they were getting rid of Trey Hendrickson. And now they're getting Jalen Walker to be a team captain for that defense. Number 29, Washington Commanders, Amarion Hampton. I think for the Commanders, this would be a good fit because there's been rumors going around that the Commanders could get themselves another running back. But in my opinion, they should just get one in the draft since he's just cheaper. And it would also be good because there's also other running backs in the division like Saquon Barkley and in this exercise, Ashton Genty. Number 30, Buffalo Bills, Nick Scorton. For the Bills, although they signed Joey Bosa in free agency, the defense is still their biggest need, and they should probably go out and get most likely another defensive lineman in order to combat the very good quarterbacks in the AFC. Number 31, Kansas City Chiefs, Josh Connerly Jr. Simple as this. They got embarrassed in Super Bowl 59, mostly because of their offensive line. They should not stop trying to build up their offensive line. They've done that all offseason. They need to keep doing it. That way, that same thing does not happen this year. And finally, number 32, Philadelphia Eagles, Trey Amos. The Eagles have probably the fewest amount of weaknesses in the entire NFL. So, let's just go ahead and get a replacement for Darius Slay, who left in free agency for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and let's call it a day on the first round. But thank you for watching. I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for this video, but I just want to say that Jesus loves you. Enjoy the rest of your Holy Week, and with that, peace!